One of the easiest ways to reinvent ourselves is to create an identity-shifting morning routine. Reinventing yourself means changing aspects of yourself or your life that don't serve you anymore. And then choosing new ways of being, and I would say maybe a new way of living that is more aligned with what you want or who you want to become. And perhaps you already know this, but for a change to last, we must go through an identity shift. Otherwise, the change will remain sort of on the surface and you'll probably very likely go back to your old way of being, and pretty quickly. And that's why most New Year's resolutions pretty much die by mid-February. People try to change their habits without shifting their sense of identity first. But what's an identity shift? James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, said, "Outcomes are about what you get. Processes are about what you do. Identity is about what you believe." An identity shift is a change in beliefs, and more specifically in how you perceive yourself. The reason why it's so much easier to make changes in our behaviors if we first start with an identity shift is that our behaviors are kind of extensions of our beliefs. When we change our beliefs, our behaviors tend to change too, and the change lasts. So in this video, I'll explain how you can use your morning routine to go through an identity shift and then transform the aspects of yourself or your life that don't satisfy you. There are 3 main reasons I recommend focusing on your morning routine. First, it's a lot less overwhelming to focus on your morning routine than focus on trying to change a whole day or a whole week or a whole month. Second, our willpower gets depleted as we go through the day. So mornings are perfect for changing our habits because we have more willpower. And third, the morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. As Robin Sharma said, take excellent care of the front end of your day and the rest of your day will pretty much take care of itself. Own your morning, elevate your life. An identity-shifting morning routine has 3 main ingredients, and you need all 3. A vision, subconscious hacking, and identity capital. So first, a vision. So your vision is where you want to go or the outcome you desire. So you can begin by thinking of an aspect of yourself or your life that you want to change. It could be almost anything like getting in shape, adopting a vegetarian diet, or becoming a famous YouTuber. I recommend picking just one area or one aspect of yourself you'd like to change for now. I think it'll be less overwhelming. For example, I want to focus on my mental and my spiritual wellness. So I've been feeling a bit off in the past couple of years, and I don't feel as centered and aligned and at peace as I would like to. And because of the kind of work I do, it's important that I remain aligned. So I want to focus on that. What about you? What do you want to change? Make sure to write it down and then transform it into a goal that's easy to picture in your mind. For example, let's say you want to get fitter and healthier. Perhaps your goal is to lose 20 pounds or being able to run 5 miles. And then below your goal, you want to write down a description of this ideal version of you or the version of you who has achieved that goal. What qualities do they have? What mindsets do they have? And you can focus more on your morning routine. What time do you wake up? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? What do you do in the morning? What do you eat for breakfast? How do you dress? It should take about maybe 10 minutes to write your description, but don't skip it because it's very important and you'll need it for the other steps. Once you're clear on your vision, then you're ready for subconscious hacking, meaning reprogramming your subconscious mind so that your beliefs support you in achieving your goals. And that's where you can really shift your sense of identity. So beliefs can be transformed through different methods. I'll share a few, and I recommend that you choose at least one that you'll do every morning. So the first one is reading your vision, reading what you wrote in step 1. Read it out loud if you can, 1 to 3 times, and do it every morning. The second method is to record yourself reading your script using the recorder on your phone and then listen to it every morning. Listen to it as soon as you open your eyes in the morning because when you just wake up, your brain waves are slower, lower, and then it's easier to implant ideas into the subconscious mind. It's also true and it also works when you do it as you fall asleep at night. The third method is to daydream about your vision. So you can easily combine this method with listening to your audio recording by just imagining the scenes as you listen to your own voice. If I had to choose only one method for subconscious hacking, it would be that one. The fourth method is to journal about your vision as if it's already your reality. We call this scripting. It's a bit like intentional fictional journaling. Basically, you want to imagine that you're the version of you aspire to become, and then pretending that you're that person, just journal about your daily life. Write in the present tense. That too is very, very powerful. And the fifth method is to create a vision board, a collage of images that represent your new identity. And then look at it for 2 or 3 minutes every morning. So do at least one of these things in the morning, and if you can do more, it's going to be even more effective. And the third ingredient of the identity shifting morning routine is identity capital. You need to prove to yourself that you are that kind of person by acting in alignment with your vision. This step is about action, and it does require more willpower, and that's why it's best to do it in the morning. So again, what does the ideal you, or the version of you who has achieved your vision, do in the morning? You probably already wrote that down in step 1. Now I encourage you to make it very clear and begin each statement with an action verb in the present tense. For example, I'm going to read to you what I wrote for the version of me who's centered and aligned. So I wrote, I read a few pages of the text A Course in Miracles every morning for at least 20 minutes. I meditate for at least 30 minutes. I read a few pages of an inspiring book that puts me in a good mood for an hour. I go to a yoga class. Now, I don't go to a yoga class in the morning, I go more around noon, but in the morning, I reserve the class in advance and I pay for it to make sure that I'll go. And I do 5 minutes of gratitude journaling. So you see, it's very specific. I even added how much time each thing would take. And then I wrote each thing on a habit tracker. Now, you don't have to include as many items to your morning routine as I do. I do include that many things because I have the time. If I did not have that much time, I would just pick maybe 2 things, like the most impactful ones. But let's say your goal is to be fitter. Maybe you could do a few push-ups, and maybe you could eat like a high-protein breakfast. And if you don't go to the gym in the morning, maybe you can prepare your gym bag and then maybe think of your exercise routine that you'll do later that day. The idea is to be that person in the morning. Remember Robin Sharma's words, own your morning, elevate your life. So again, the 3 ingredients for the identity shifting morning routine are: first, the vision. You need to know, to have a clear vision of the kind of person you want to become or what you want to change in your life, and write it down. Second, every morning you must hack your subconscious with one of the 5 methods we've seen. And third, do 1 to 3 actions aligned with your vision to prove to yourself that you are that kind of person and to build what's called identity capital. And here you have it, your identity shifting morning routine. I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you very much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.